開幕から大きな怪我なくローテーションを守りエースとしてチームを支えているグラスノー投手、ジョンボーイメディアの番組に出演し、デッドライン前に連敗中のホワイトソックスへトレードされたミゲル・バルガス選手がダグアウトの隅で一人で寂しそうに座っていた映像について、アーロン・ジャッジ選手がランナーがいない状況で申告敬遠を受けている件についてコメントしていました。
We are doing this show the day after the Chicago White Sox actually won a game for the first time in weeks, a 21-game losing streak. I don't know if you saw the shot of your now former teammate, Miguel Vargas, after they lost their 21st in a row, sitting in the corner of the dugout in Oakland, looking like, what? What is going on?
I feel so bad for him. This is such a crazy video. I remember seeing this being like, damn, because he is the man. That dude is like, I love that guy. He's got the best personality ever, one of the funniest people I've ever played with, and just like, I loved having him around, and then seeing this is like that sucks. Just to see him like, and I don't know what he was thinking, like, you know what I mean? He could just be like, oh, maybe we're reading too much into it, but just to see him kind of look like that, it was kind of hard, kind of rough. Like, it just seems like a team to go from LA to the White Sox. That's a kind of a shitty transition. No offense to the White Sox, but that's tough.
Could you imagine one day being up several games in a division and the next morning you are 40 games out?
Yeah, it sucks. There's a silver lining in the fact that like the opportunity he'll get is a lot higher. You know, I think he'll get to play a lot more. But if your goal is to win and be on a winning team, and just life and baseball in general is so much better when you're on a winning team. Like being on a losing team sucks. Like no matter what, like everyone's pointing out like what's wrong with the organization or what's wrong with the team or what's wrong with this. Like winning cures everything, and losing is like just this like disease that comes in and just like puts everyone in a bad mood and just it turns the clubhouse. It's crazy. So I think the polarizing effect of going from LA to the White Sox is even more of a what in the world is going on type of feeling.
When you saw that, did it take you back to your early days in Pittsburgh where maybe things weren't going great and you were like, ooh, man, a little PTSD for you?
I don't think even in Pittsburgh it was as bad as it was with the White Sox, you know? Like I think that whole like breaking records of losing type thing is pretty gnarly. But I think, yeah, a little bit. I think Pittsburgh was maybe like a losing thing reminded me of where I was in like my headspace back then, trying to figure out how to pitch and how to navigate all the crazy being called up to the big leagues. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's necessarily as bad, but I think anytime I like watch a team who does have a losing record, like you look over in the dugout and you're like, I don't know what that feels like. Like that's not.
About Aaron Judge, did you say he got walked intentionally with nobody?
Inning, right?
Yeah, with nobody on, and then 3 more times the next day, and didn't work out great for the Blue Jays. Although I don't think they gave up any runs the 3 times they intentionally walked him. And Pete Walker, their pitching coach, said, "Hey, get used to it. Like this is it for a guy who's faced Aaron Judge as much as you have, having been in the same division over the years. Hey, if your team's like, don't pitch to him." Isn't there a little bit of you that's like, no, I want to pitch to him?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I'd ever be happy intentionally walking anybody. I think the mentality while I'm pitching is like, I can get anybody out. Like I know strategically, depending on the situation, it might be a good idea. And Aaron Judge is arguably one of the best hitters in the league, but that would make, if I was pitching, I would be mad. Like, I think it's still like, you're hitting 300, you still get out 7 out of 10 times, you know? Like, I still want to.
Not him lately.
Yeah, that is true. And I think a lot of times too, if that team isn't on, like if they're struggling a little bit and it's just Aaron and Soto, because I feel like there's been a few times this year where it's like everyone's kind of calm, but it's just those two hitting. It's like if you take one of them out of the equation, you got to get one guy out. I understand it, but I don't know. Part of me still, just like as a competitor, is like I don't want to intentionally walk anybody. That's frustrating.
Okay.
ドジャースでも大谷選手の特大ホームランに大きなリアクションをするなど人気者だったミゲル・バルガス選手。連敗中のチームへの移籍は本当に辛いでしょう。ホワイトソックスでは36打数3安打ホームラン1本とあまりいい結果を残せていないようですが腐らず頑張ってほしいです。ジャッジ選手はホームラン量産体制を継続しており相手にしたくないでしょうが、 ピッチャー心理としてはやはり逃げたくはないということが伝わってきました。これからもグラスノー投手からはこういった興味深い話を聞きたいですね。